Today we dive deeper into the life of the Norwegian goal-scoring machine Erling Haaland. He holds the record for the most goals scored by a player in a single Premier League season. Football enthusiasts and analysts have labelled him a robot for his freakish ability. But beyond that aggressive domination on the field, there are other interesting things about him. Yes, today we'll unveil some astonishing facts about him that are rarely told about. Number 1. You won't believe it, but Erling Haaland, the rising superstar, could have taken a different path in his early days. Before he was banging goals, he would have been a rapper. Imagine Erling Haaland looking up to the likes of Kanye West, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, and Little Dicky. We could have been listening to his songs on Spotify or YouTube, a platform just like his idols. In 2016, he even dropped his first single, Float Kicks, which has now reached 11 million views on YouTube. It's amazing how life changes so drastically based on our choices. No matter what path we choose, the consequences are ours to endure, and certainly Haaland's decision turned out to be right. Number 2. Every footballer's dream is to play on the grand stage of the Champions League, but for Haaland, it's more of a wake-up call. He kicks off his day with an unusual alarm choice, the Champions League anthem. In an interview with TV2 when he was an RB Salzburg player, he shared, "Guess what wakes me up each morning? The Champions League anthem. Yep, that's my alarm sound. Trust me, it's the kind of tune that never gets old. It's the tone of my day, every day." Before a match, in which Manchester City clashed with Borussia Dortmund in 2021, cameras had caught Haaland singing along to the Champions League anthem, showing his deep desire and connection with that anthem. When he joined Manchester City in the 2022 season, he won all possible trophies, including the Champions League. Since joining Manchester City, he has bagged 52 goals in all competitions, and he's made his dream come true by playing on the big stage, the Champions League, and winning his and the club's first Champions League title. Number 3. Ever wondered how Cristiano Ronaldo maintains his physique? Well, it's his strongly determined diet. Haaland follows what the Portuguese star had for his diet. He firmly believes that the power of a nutritious diet is what fuels his unrealistic power. Haaland isn't the guy who follows the instructions or advice provided by dietitians. Instead, he's taken a different step by adopting a diet that was influenced from Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though Ronaldo is nearing his 40s, his physique is at the top of his game. In 2020, Haaland's dad spilled the beans on his son's diet, similar to what Ronaldo eats. There's no salt or sauce in Haaland's food. These athletes know they must maintain their bodies to stay consistent. Mirroring the habits of Cristiano Ronaldo, Haaland is setting himself up for greatness, one meal at a time. Number 4. Despite his tender age, Erling Haaland already has a formidable presence due to his tall, imposing 6'4" frame. When he played for his hometown in Norway, his teammates affectionately called him Manchild due to his impressive size at a young age. Standing at 6'4", Haaland might see him as an ideal forward possessing all features of a proper centre forward. He's got speed and sprints, leaving all defenders behind him, almost like he's using afterburners. In a match against PSG in the Champions League in 2020, Erling Haaland sprinted so fast he clocked 36 km an hour, about 22 miles an hour, a supercharged speed on a football field. Number 5. Haaland comes from an athletic family. Both his parents were incredible athletes themselves. His dad, Alfie Haaland, played professional football in England for Leeds United and Manchester City. Erling Haaland's dad was known for receiving a career-ending tackle in football. During a heated match in the Manchester Derby in 2001, Roy Keane intentionally made an awful tackle on Erling Haaland's dad. Erling Haaland's mum, Gry Marita Braun, was a national champion in the heptathlon during the 90s. His grandfather was a long-distance runner in Norway, so we can see that sports talent runs deep in the family. Erling Haaland's father took that incident as a catalyst for revenge to take his son, train him well, sign him for Man City, and settle the score against Manchester United. His father was so supportive that they relentlessly practiced together until Erling Haaland was ready. Number 6. This epic footballer has a super unusual habit. He would cuddle up in the bed, not 1, not 2, but 5 match balls. He recently spilled the beans on his spectacular practice in an interview with the Premier League. He explained that he couldn't resist after scoring a hat-trick. He spent his night with those footballs with which he had scored hat-tricks. He also has a secret nighttime routine where which he says bye-bye to the phone 3 hours before going to bed. Number 7. When we think about Norwegian football, Erling Haaland's name comes up. He's been quite impressive for his national team, scoring 24 goals in 25 appearances for the senior team. The national team wasn't lucky enough to qualify for the recent Qatar World Cup, but we can't underestimate them. They've got a young and competitive team. Erling Haaland was born in Leeds, so he was eligible to represent the English national team. If it had happened, the England national team would have been dangerous with Harry Kane and Erling Haaland up top. But it didn't happen, and he chose to follow in his father's footsteps and represent Norway. Number 8. When talking about Erling Haaland, his idol in football that keeps popping up is the Sweden international Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It doesn't mean he doesn't follow Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, but Zlatan is the one who stands out for him. Erling Haaland scored a standing Karate Kid goal against his former club Borussia Dortmund in September 2020. That's a testament to how we learned from Zlatan Ibrahimovic's style of scoring goals. Of these players, Erling Haaland and Zlatan Ibrahimovic share the same hunger for finding the back of the net at a very acute angle or a very difficult position. There is a strong feeling that Erling Haaland might win the Ballon d'Or someday soon. Erling Haaland idealizes Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he openly talks about it. He once said, "Zlatan is the biggest one for me." The way Zlatan made his mark in football and his playing style all inspired Erling Haaland. Plus, both of them are Scandinavians, so Erling Haaland feels like he's the next one to carry that legacy of Vikings in football. Number 9. Haaland is a goal-scoring machine. We've all witnessed his talent in finding the net since his days with Salzburg. There was a moment during the Under-20s World Cup against Honduras where he went into God mode. He didn't end with one hat-trick, but he scored 3 hat-tricks in a single game. That's 9 goals. At this very young age, his talent made a name for himself. He found the back of the net the first time after just 7 minutes, and he didn't stop until the final whistle was blown. By that time, the dust had settled. He had scored 9 goals in just 83 minutes. The previous record was 6 goals, and Haaland crushed it. What was even more outstanding is that Norway won the match 12-0, setting a new record for the biggest victory in the Under-20 World Cup. Not only did he make a record for himself, but also helped his team make history in football. Since then, Erling Haaland has been a talking point for all football coaches, players, and even pundits. Number 10. Erling Haaland's start in the Champions League was so amazing. This young star had to burst on the scene with a bang. During a match in the Champions League, he came off the bench and casually netted a goal for RB Salzburg. Well, that goal marked his 5th consecutive Champions League game in which he scored. After that, he became the youngest player to pull off this amazing record in Europe's best football competition. Legends like Del Piero, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Robert Lewandowski previously held these records. While records come and go, this one might stay in Haaland's trophy case for a very long time. So that's it, guys. We can see Erling Haaland from an entirely new point of view. If all these facts about Haaland have made you curious to know more, smash that like button, share with your buddies, and subscribe to our channel for more mind-blowing content. Which Haaland fact blew your mind the most? Comment your thoughts and opinions below. Until then, goodbye.